Hey everybody, welcome back to the Jersey Zone. Yesterday we got some big news as the Utah Hockey Club revealed their inaugural season jerseys. Of course, these jerseys are just going to be temporary for that first season for Utah, as they are still picking their name and everything like that, getting all their branding together. So these jerseys aren't really too special, I would say. They're not anything crazy, but of course they are very interesting to look at, so we are going to dive into it. Before we do so though, if you guys are new to the channel and you like hockey jersey content, please make sure to hit subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Alright, so here are the jerseys, and yeah, nothing really too crazy, right? Of course, they are just renderings. We don't have real photos of the jersey as of right now, but I don't think that's going to change too many people's minds. I think, at this point, it is probably kind of set in stone of what people think of these jerseys. And for myself, they are a bit better than I was expecting, but I still don't love them, honestly. Looking at the home jersey first, black as the main color is a little bit disappointing. I was really hoping that they would go with that sky blue or that light blue, whatever you want to call it, as the main color of the jersey. I think that would be a lot more special and look a lot better, honestly. So it being black kind of is just a little bit of a letdown there. The striping itself is fine, maybe a little bit basic, but not too bad. I do like the colors on the jersey though. I do like the black, light blue, and white. Just like I said, I wish it was kind of swapped around a little bit. Taking a look at the away jersey, I think that one is executed a little bit better. I just like the striping more here, and I do also like that neckline, the full neckline. I think that looks great. But of course, my main complaint with these jerseys is the logo, or the lack thereof, on the front of the jersey, with just the word mark saying Utah going down diagonally. I really do not like that aspect of these jerseys. A lot of people have been pointing out it is very similar to the PWHL jerseys and their first season there. Both the PWHL and Utah only had a few months to really get their branding set in place, and they decided just to go with the city name going down the front there, or at least in Utah's case, I guess the state name. So it's understandable. I do get it, but yeah, of course, it is a little bit disappointing, especially because of the fact that I do think Utah could have done something better with still just having Utah on the front of their jerseys. I talked about this in one of my previous videos, but Utah released this logo right here, and I thought that they could make a pretty nice jersey if they just use this, and it could be like kind of similar to the Detroit Red Wings Reverse Retro 2.0 jersey or something like that. I thought that could look pretty cool, and someone did actually do a concept based on this logo here. These concepts are by creator Moose. I'll leave a link to his Instagram in the description down below. But yeah, this concept here I like a lot more than what they actually gave us. Now, I'm still not in love with it. I still don't love the black as the main color of the jersey. Would have preferred that light blue. That being said though, I still think it looks quite nice. I love the stripe just going right behind there. I think that is really, really cool. And I also like the fact that creator Moose added on those shoulder patches there. These shoulder patches are another logo that Utah revealed as part of their branding, so they're going to be using it in some sort of way this season, and I really thought that they would be using it as an actual shoulder patch. They don't have any on their jerseys that they just revealed, so I'm kind of shocked that they didn't have it on their jerseys. I think it works perfectly as a shoulder patch, so I'm a little bit disappointed there. So yeah, anyways, that is the home jersey. This is the away. Once again, I do think the away looks a little bit nicer. I don't know. I think that light blue and the white just being the main color, I think that works just a lot nicer. Also, the shoulder patches there stand out a little bit better on this away jersey, at least in terms of this concept here. But anyways, let's go back to the actual jerseys. So yeah, like overall, I am disappointed with these. I knew I was going to be anyways. I knew I wasn't going to like their first year, but I'm trying to convince myself to come around and saying, okay, it is just for one season, so we'll just kind of have to tank that first season and just say whatever, it is what it is, and next season hopefully we get some really cool jerseys for Utah. So that's just what I'm trying to convince myself in my mind, that it's just like whatever, it's fine, it's gonna be okay. I'm just gonna have to accept it at this point because there's no changing it. So yeah, they look a little bit better than I was really expecting, but I still do not love them. Now, one thing that we should also talk about with these jerseys here is this is kind of like our first look at Fanatics jerseys, right? Like, this is at least a Fanatics template. Obviously, we don't see the real thing, but this is what we're going to be seeing with Fanatics, and we can specifically look a little bit closer at the collar. There were some rumors kind of floating around that maybe we are going to get a new collar for next season, but taking a look at these ones here, it does not look like it. These are basically, Adidas type collars, especially that home jersey. That is an Adidas collar, so it looks like no changes to the collar next season. Those changes will probably come in future seasons when Fanatics does actually implement their own style and their own touch to these jerseys, like we've talked about before. For the first year or two, it is basically just going to be like an Adidas template with very, very, very minimal changes, and that's going to be it. And then in future years, Fanatics is going to kind of, start to, maybe make some changes to the actual material of the jersey, to the actual template and everything like that. But for this first season here, at least looking at this template, it looks like we're going to have the same type of collars, the same shiny NHL shield. The big difference though is the neck tagging. So where you usually would have the Adidas logo and then, the sizing and everything like that, that is going to be replaced with the Fanatics and the NHL logo with Authentic Pro in the middle of those. Now, I'm assuming that is going to change based on what line you actually get. The Authentic Pro line, those are supposed to be like the retail made in Canada jerseys. So like the big jerseys that, are like the players and everything like that. Their secondary line, which would be like the regular Adidas line, I think that is going to be called the premium line, if I'm remembering correctly. And then of course they do still have their breakaway jerseys. So I'm assuming that the premium line will just say premium instead of the Authentic Pro. I'm guessing that is what it'll say in the middle there. And then of course right under that though, you do actually have the size tag. So it has the Fanatics logo and the NHL logo again. Once again, the line, so Authentic Pro. And then that is where you actually have your sizing, which here it is a size 56. Another thing about this template though is it does not have any dimples on this jersey. Of course, with the Adidas made in Canada jerseys, they do have the dimples. I mean, they are also on the Indo jerseys here, but they're a lot deeper on the made in Canada jerseys. On this template, it does not have it. Now, I don't believe that the Adidas template had the dimples either. If I'm remembering correctly, I could be wrong on that. But from what we've heard, those dimples are going away. So whether it is just a template thing or not, we're probably not going to see those on the retail made in Canada jerseys when Fanatics does eventually release those. But yeah, so in terms of like the Fanatics aspect of these jerseys, we don't really have like a ton to go on, but it is still pretty big news. Of course, until we do actually get a full look at the Fanatics jerseys, I'm guessing it's probably going to happen at the draft on June 28th, although we do get a little bit of a sneak peek of a Fanatics jersey with the Utah jerseys here. So this, I believe, was tweeted out by Ryan Smith, the owner of the Utah Hockey Club. Now, we really cannot see anything from this photo here, like at all. Even zooming in, I can't tell if there is any dimples there, if there's not. Like, you really can't see anything, which obviously is intentional. They did a good job kind of, covering it up, masking it, everything like that. Now, a neat little thing as well, I guess, with these jerseys and with this kind of tease here is it does have a little bit of a mountain in the background there. So, I'm not sure if that's a hint of what they're going to be planning on putting on their jerseys when they do actually get an official team name or not. But, that is something to take a look at, something to consider. Overall, though, last thoughts on the jerseys. Yeah, not too great. Not really super happy with them, but it is what it is. It's just the inaugural season, and they will be going away hopefully in year 2. Of course, technically, I guess they could stick around if they do decide to just stick with the Utah Hockey Club team name. That would be disastrous, though. I would really, really hate that, and I don't think they are going to do that. I really do believe that Yeti is the team name they're going to go with. It seems like that is what everybody wants, so yeah, I'm expecting Yeti to be the team name at some point, to reveal that at some point. Lastly, I do have a couple of news items that I do want to touch on here. They don't pertain to Utah, but I couldn't really make a full video out of them, so I thought that I would just quickly talk about them here. First is the Minnesota Wild and the rumors that they were going to be using the reverse retros as the new home and away going into next season, but of course that has now been debunked, so it is not happening. I'm pretty glad about that, honestly. I do like the reverse retros, but I kind of prefer them as third jerseys and stuff like that, and just as specialty jerseys. I much prefer their current home and away setup. I think they just look a little bit nicer in those colors, although apparently they will be doing some sort of special jersey for their 25th anniversary season, so that should be pretty fun. And the next quick piece of news here is the Ottawa Senators are rumored to be having a third jersey in the 2025-2026 season that will mostly be red, so that is pretty exciting. A lot of people have kind of been, thinking, of course, of the reverse retro 1.0 for the Senators there. Did not like that jersey, so I hope that it is something different. Maybe they could be going back to one of their previous jerseys. That could be pretty cool, but yeah, of course, that is still like an entire season away, so we're pretty far away from that. Anyways, I just quickly wanted to touch on those because I thought they were quite interesting. But yeah, anyways, that is going to do it for me. Let me know what you guys think about these jerseys in the comments down below, and if you guys like this video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on all my social medias, and I'll see you guys next time.